Hey, bro.
Huh?
Let me ask you a question, man. Why you ain't change clothes, bro?
Let me ask you a question. Every time you see me, you gotta ask me a question like you 50 Cent asking people 21 questions.
But, bro, you gotta have some hygiene,
Let
man.
me ask you, did you take a bath last night?
Of course, and that's what I'm telling you, man. You gotta have some hygiene,
well,
man.
congratulations, because I'm homeless and I don't have the luxury to take a bath every night and wash clothes like that. So be grateful for what you got and stop always talking about people and stuff. That's what's wrong with people. They always talking about people instead of trying to help them and stuff. Just thank God that you able to take a bath and change your clothes every night. I might have them on the next day and the next day and the next day. That's between me and God. You worry about yourself. Any more questions?
You good,
Oh,
bro.
all right, that one I thought. How a play?
Teach your man how to squabble. Get that trigger next time, nigga.
If you're tired of being censored on social media, join 60s.net. It's black owned, black operated, and black moderated, and we make sure it stays a safe space for us to talk about all things black culture. We also got some cool gear like the FDM cotton crew neck, the Fearless Ancestors tee, hats, and more. Check us out at 60s.net.
Hey girl, why are you so sad?
I just got banned from Twitter again.
Should have been on 60s.net. Ah.
Living off borrowed time, the clock tick faster. That'll be the hour they knock the slick blaster. Dick dastardly, a monthly with sick laughter. A gunfight and they come to cut the mix master ice. And living the true gods, giving y'all nothing but the lick like two broads. Got more lyrics than the church got ooh lords. And they hold the mic at your attention like two swords. Or you the one with two blades on it. Hey you, don't touch the mic like it's AIDS on it.
All right. Welcome once again to the Beatzilla PDX official show. I am your host, Beatzilla PDX official, and this is the weekly wrap up. There, how's everyone doing this fine evening? This is another interesting week. I had quite a bit going on. Very interesting. We have the Academy Awards, the Academy banning Will Smith from voting for 10 years. Neither here nor there. He could still win an Academy Award. So there is that. I don't know how much of a difference that's going to end up making, but it is what it is. So this evening's broadcast is a call-in cam-up show, meaning we will be doing the call-ins today in a different way than we normally do. So we'll be doing them through StreamYard and allowing people to come in. So as you come into the studio, and before I bring you up, you must show yourself on camera. If you do not want to be put on camera as you come in onto the broadcast, you can then turn your camera off. So I'll let you know beforehand that I'm about to call you up. So then you can now turn your camera off. I'll bring you up, and if that's how you want to do it. But you don't have to turn your camera off, by all means. So, for those people who may say, those of us in the new black media, or we have it wrong, I would like to hear from y'all. Because we are looking at, especially for these, if we don't have a candidate in anything, we're not voting. Now, we do have some candidates that we have only one candidate that I know, well, two actually, that are like reparationist candidates in their respective areas. So with that, I would advise anybody to support them because, and those people, yes, those people are duly noted of support. Speaking of, let me play one of them right now.
What you are looking at is a monument to Wade Hampton. Wade Hampton was one of the largest enslavers in the state of South Carolina, which was one of the largest slave-holding states. And yet, here on the Capitol grounds, there is a monument to him. If South Carolina wants to recognize and remember this period of history, then it is incumbent upon South Carolina and the United States as a whole to repair the damage that has come from this period in history. At the end of the Civil War, Black Americans who are descendants of American slaves, legislatively called freemen, were supposed to receive their 40 acres in a mule, but that never happened. Instead, they saw their black Wall Streets burnt to the ground. They experienced Jim Crow. They experienced redlining, which robbed them of billions in dollars of wealth. In order for America to heal, Black America has to be repaired. I am running to repair Black America because until we all stand, we all have fallen.
All right. And shout out to Marcel Dixon. Let's see. There we go. Put that in there. So let me see who we have in the chat thus far. Let me take a look here. Rochelle Howard. One Who Cares. Silent D, Shawana S, Kathy B, Judah Queen, Tanya Zion. Let's see. Roderick Allen, Nino Black. What's going on, my brother? All right, Esma B1. Welcome. So as y'all are coming in still, please like and share. Have a few videos to show before we get into the call-in portion of the show, which will be probably the majority of the show, hopefully. Because what I want is, and I'm going to keep an eye on the count here. So I want to play a few things because, as you know, today they have confirmed. Well, they're celebrating the confirmation. Yesterday, they confirmed Ketanji Brown Jackson, which, of course, if you've been following me on this broadcast, you would know that is the one I figured they would pick overall. Reason being is because she's already demonstrated her proof of loyalty, which, of course, is not to black folk. That's not hard to see. That's not hard to see at all. So, with that being said, this is today's broadcast. You know? And using symbolic nothing burgers to keep black people under the control of white supremacy. And then, of course, the little tagline, which, of course, we cannot quote her as saying this, but we in the B1 believe that this is what is in her spirit, ready to ignore justice for black America. Does anyone disagree in the chat? I mean, if I'm calling it wrong, let me know. I don't think I am, though. You know what I mean? Because she's already demonstrated that with the Lockheed and Martin thing. But nonetheless, we have two little other things to get to. I want to address these things and get them out of the way, and then we can go right into this Ketanji Brown Jackson thing. But one thing I want y'all to pay attention to, because again, like we were talking about a couple days ago, pay attention to what they're doing to my channel now. So what happened? Yeah, that's crazy. What happened when Wednesday's show? Of course, you know the broadcast was interrupted while we were live. And so while we got interrupted, what ended up happening is the Khalid Muhammad piece that I was playing, the little short 7-minute video that I was playing that I think we got into about 3 minutes of. I think when he talked about how justice and white supremacy could not coexist. Go figure. They went ahead and made me cut all of that out. So then when we came back, and I said, well, it looks like the devil is mad. Well, you understand we played the video of the author of Critical Race Theory. This video is from the 1980s. Well, they didn't like that part either, family, and they made me cut that out. So if you're wondering, if you go back to the replay, wondering why does it look like it's skipping? That's why. Oh yeah, not to mention my video from some months back that I did about, it was a weekly wrap up about Tony Hawk and Little Nas X. Anybody remember that one? It has the Little Nas X and the Satan video. YouTube took that down completely because they said it was medical misinformation. Okay. Oh, Yella I can't. Hey, Desmond Works. What's going on? You know, so yeah, things are getting a little interesting in these YouTube streets. They did not like my broadcast Wednesday night one bit. Well, guess there's some more truths that we have to address this evening. And of course, there will be anything relative to any company conversation in this go around. Boy, but there might be a being that might get mentioned on this broadcast today. So when this being or particular person might come across the screen, I wouldn't be the first one to refer to this individual as this. Matter of fact, some people theorize that this person's name is actually mentioned in the Bible as being seen as this person. But see, what I'm saying is the reference that you might get me making, some people may, oh, okay, well, so hey, man, you know, I'm just putting that prefacing what I say now, just in case if anybody is saying, hey, because I'm not inciting violence. I mean, they going through my stuff for the fine tooth comb. If you want to know why, you know, channels like this get shadow banned, oh yeah, I can't. The truth hurts. And one thing that all we're saying is we need to start looking at ourselves and appreciating ourselves and appreciating our elders to whom we recognize. And they want to put people in our face to dictate what an elder should look like to us while not even having demonstrated that amongst themselves. So, without any further ado, let's get into it. This first little piece, actually, ladies, because I got a lot of y'all sisters that, you know, I want to know what y'all think about this right here.
Because I don't care what nobody's saying. We are all tired. Like, stop lying. We are tired of the routine, and you know, it's only one body type that's popular at a time, and then we all trying to morph our bodies into the one body type that's popular. Like, this is a lot. When y'all ready to be ugly, let me know. They will get used to it. I'm telling you, the dudes will adjust. If we all do it all at once, I'm telling you, but nobody believe me. If we all become ugly all at once, I'm telling you, we're gonna lower the standards of beauty. You won't have to do crazy routines like if we do it all at once, though. We gotta do it all at once, though. It can't just be some of us. You know what I'm saying?
Really? Ain't that interesting? Ain't that interesting? What if I could do that? Can I do that? I probably can't. I'm trying. Oh, okay. There we go. Okay. Take several seats. Okay. See, I was wondering about that because when I first heard that, I'm like, you trying to get put out the game? You know, I don't really understand it. To me, it sounds like a person trying to put themselves up out of the game. She's trying to start an ugly movement. That's my. Silent D said, huh? I want to know what she's even talking about. Denise So said, take several seats, miss. Silent D, what she is trying to say is it's too much work looking pretty. Let's be ugly. And unfortunately, what she's actually calling herself is ugly in her natural state. Now, that's kind of interesting take on things to begin with. Because here's one thing I noticed about this sister. Just take a good look at this sister's skin. Well, your skin's on point. But one thing I will say, your energy is off. So, there is that. L. Middleton, welcome. Kid Gravity Beyond. Yes, indeed. Good evening. Get them power tools. Power tools. You know what I'm saying? I need that drop too. Oh, man. Yeah, you got to have self-respect, L. Middleton. Yes. Well, even just you for yourself. You say you look good, you feel good. I would imagine so. And so, but she's already saying she feels ugly. So there's a whole different situation going on with that woman right there. Now moving right on along to the next issue. Check this out. Because I just saw this and I'm like, oh, Lord. But here's the point. And this one stuck out to me. Aboriginal woman. Hey, how you doing? Shalom, my sister. The move that is about to happen because they are really, really paying attention heavy to this election cycle. This is like now this one they will be, that's the most important midterm ever. This one probably is because New Black Media and the grassroots have been at that ass. So yeah, this probably will be. So they're going to start sending, they throwing everything but the kitchen sink. And here is one of those other monkey bed wrenches that they done trying to throw in the spokes here. So check this out.
Why black men hate their mothers so much? It's because she is the one who birthed him into this 3D plane in which he is required to show certain levels of humanity that he does not have naturally. He is in a constant battle with himself to be humane and to be civilized. It is in his nature to be savage. This is one reason why so many black men make it a habit to go back to jail, because that is the only place they are allowed to be themselves without judgment.
So when you start hearing stuff like this and start seeing comments in your threads like this, understand. There's this. Does this even sound right? This sounds like Jared Taylor. This sounds like the cat. What's the dude who was debating Frances Cress Wilson when she just ate his ass up? She sounds like that. So understand. Well, Silent D, think about it. Cynthia G has basically turned herself into a template. You seeing how they implemented that? So when she probably couldn't understand why she was such a detriment to our society and to our future, here's the evidence. Yeah, it's not really all that harmless, is it? But everybody wants to get a buck. So when you see people doing that, yeah, that's a sellout. Yeah, that's a sellout. All they are just old young, old Negroes. And, you know, as the saying goes,
Got to watch these old niggas.
Simply put. So, you know. So we got to go here and get right on into it. So with that being said, we're here at the Beatzilla PDX official show. Buginas, what's going on? CH464, what is going on? Cynthia G is a hot mess with her broken down built body. Oh, ouch. Oh man. So we put together a reel for you here today. Little production here from the Beatzilla PDX official show. Since we didn't have an outside sponsor, we figured that we would sponsor our own celebration for the nominate or the confirming of Judge Ketanji Brown, Beatzilla PDX official style. So without any further ado, let's get right on into it.
That Miami-Dade County, Florida is rejoicing today.
Yeah.
Home of Gloria Estefan, Luther Campbell, the Dolphins, the Heat, the Marlins. We are the community that praised, nurtured, and loved Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson, her parents, and their entire extended family. As a former Miami-Dade County school principal during desegregation, I cannot even keep my composure as I stand here knowing that the first black female Supreme
Mr. President, what do you say to Democrats worried about the midterms? What do you tell Democrats worried about the midterms?
We got a story to tell, just got to tell it. Peace and love, y'all. Congressman Bowman here at the White House at the swearing in of Ketanji Brown Jackson, our new Supreme Court Justice. This is incredible and amazing. Shout out to Pauline Bowman. Thank you for doing everything you did to put me in this position to be at a special, amazing day like this. Shout out to the Bowman family.
Hi, this is Congressman Troy Carter. Yes, this is a great day that we are preparing to honor and meet with our new Supreme Court Justice, Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson. We are so incredibly proud of her, and what a great day for America to watch this incredible jurist take her seat on the highest court of the land. Congratulations, ma'am. We are so proud of you. Associate Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson.
To be sure, I have worked hard to get to this point in my career, and I have now achieved something far beyond anything my grandparents could have possibly ever imagined. But no one does this on their own. The path was cleared for me so that I might rise to this occasion. And in the poetic words of Dr. Maya Angelou, I do so now while bringing the gifts my ancestors gave. I am the dream and the hope of the slave.
Welcome back to the Beatzilla PDX official show. I am your host, Beatzilla PDX officially. Did y'all enjoy that tribute? Go Justice. So we have one in the house. Yes, I would for all of the supporters. Come on in. Come on in. If y'all support Ketanji Brown Jackson, you can come right on in. We can go right to the front of the line. We have to make no hesitation. If you would like to participate in the Cam Up, the Call Up Cam Up, then you can do so. I want to hear anybody who has, if you believe that us in the New Black media are wrong about our stance against the Democrats and against even the Republicans. And our stance is we need to focus on tangibles for our own people. And we've been ignored for far too long. We have no time to put anybody else's issues before our own. We even have American citizens who are not black going overlooked just for the agenda of anti-blackness by the way of the Democrat plantation. So let's be clear. Black Lives Matter is catching wreck over there from the government. That's Joe Biden's government. Joe Biden's DOJ. Getting served up on a platter. So welcome, Millionaire D. You can definitely call up. Let me get this up here. Cognitive Cleveland there. Let me put this in the chat. Yeah, because it's all fun and games when we're behind keyboards and whatnot. That I totally understand. But here, we will give you the opportunity. But you have to call up and cam up. That is what must take place here. And in the meantime, we have to, no, you wouldn't do that to yourself. Oh, I know you wouldn't. And just by what you said, I know exactly who you are. But at least you actually talking in context today. Just wanted to celebrate. Oh, I know you do. Oh, I know. Because she loved them people as much as you do. So I get it. I totally get it. Now, you could have came over here under your Facebook profile because this is on Facebook. Oh, Lord. Yeah, it makes it real hard. Yeah, come on here and get your ass on camera. Well, we'll take a hard pass at that. Yeah, all detractors, man, come get you some smoke, man. New Black media detractors. Y'all don't know what y'all doing. What are y'all doing? Well, I'm going to tell you this. BNC is out of here. And on top of that, they're spending they spent $9 million on these other chicks that they probably will not even be able to get themselves off the ground. Also, Black Lives Matter has to answer to the IRS right now. And this is only just for the most recent amount of money that they have taken. They've been around for years. And they've never been hit up by the IRS. They got people from Love and Hip Hop already in state blues over some PPP loans. There wasn't no pandemic money anywhere around when they was taking all these millions of dollars over course of years. You don't have anything to prove. Oh, I know. Because you couldn't if you tried. See, that's the essence of ignorance. You know what I mean? Oh, I see Silent D came in. I'm looking for detractors, Silent D. Only detractors. I want all the people who absolutely detract from what we saying. So let me play this real quick. This is another part of the pander, and y'all got to understand what they're doing. Check this out.
What's going on, brother? Good to see you. Good to see you. I'm doing great. I was just wandering around. Yeah. I still know my way around here.
Remember this picture?
I do.
That kid's got to be how old now?
25.
25?
Probably. I like what you've done to the room. I like the Truman bust.
Yeah. Well, I got to show you something.
Franklin? Well, what do we got here? We got a moon rock?
Yeah.
It looks great.
Wow. Well, the broken clock is always right twice a day. And that statement is very true. But really, the truth be told, it just makes it hard when you come into a conversation in bad faith. I'm going to support her, yeah, because I know you being funny, but you really can't substantiate why you would be supporting her. You know what I mean? So I want any and all new black media detractors. I want all of y'all to call up. All of y'all. That is who I need in here. And we're going to hit this other thing too. Because, see, a lot of y'all are doing the most right now. And this is nothing to celebrate.
We've come a long way to Justice Brown Jackson. We came in to celebrate Justice Brown Jackson. We came from Harriet and Sojourner to Justice Brown Jackson. Ida B. Wells and Dr. King. Justice Brown Jackson. Shirley Chisholm. Justice Brown Jackson. Barbara Jordan and Maxine Waters. Justice Brown Jackson. We came here to celebrate Justice Brown Jackson. A black woman on the Supreme Court. Justice Brown Jackson. A beautiful, intelligent woman. Justice Brown Jackson. Justice. On the Supreme Court.
This a win? I mean, and that's why I did open this broadcast up for the Facebook people. So, I know some of y'all probably wondering, like, why can't I get in this chat? Because you have not got over here to YouTube to be able to call in. But you should actually still see the link in the chat. So, I mean, if you want to chime in, now is your opportunity. Because we know we have a lot of detractors out here that, hey, you're putting up this wrong information. You know what? And see, like Millionaire D is one of the people who feel like this. Ain't that right, Millionaire D? Because you did agree with this, correct? You here to, okay, I know you here to listen. Yeah, he's here to listen. He ain't going to call in. Yeah, you ain't got to keep asking him to call in. He good. I just wanted to put this on Facebook so because I have Facebook hecklers because they actually believe saying woke is an insult. And this is the type of person that actually says that type of thing. So when you hear this, it's a very, well, number one, I guess you're celebrating ignorance to actually say that someone is woke and that's a bad thing. That says, like when we were kids, oh, you acting white because you actually trying to learn something. No, I'm just not trying to be stupid. And making the best decisions for myself and my family and my future and my people would probably behoove them. Everybody wins in the long run that way now, don't they? But see, here's the thing. That requires being able to learn. And we have a lot of people who, instead of spending years learning like I have, so now I can speak now, I'm not 21 years old. I'm not 31 years old, speaking with no experience. This is experience. From experience breeds wisdom. That's from the place to which I'm speaking, from a learned individual. For some reason, these people, seeing the research that I do, always seem to actually, instead of ingesting it and growing for themselves, they would prefer to stay stuck and be more or less the reality TV generation instead of the enlightened generation. So, hey, man, I get it. I get it. Not everybody is built for empowerment. Now, I'm sure. Now, here's one thing that everybody does benefit from. When you have strong individuals in your midst who are focused on empowerment, instead of berating them and belittling them, it helps them empower you by backing them up and giving them support. I know we've been taught how to be crabs in a barrel. I'm trying to break that curse if you can't perceive that. Most of y'all walking around here full of generational curses, lying to yourself, telling yourself that it ain't that. I've never seen denial work. Never seen denial work. Celebrating an absolute nothing burger, slave gigging. And with that being said, don't just take my word for it. Let's hear from Malcolm X.
Friendly and being a friend, I think, are two different things. I think there are many whites who act friendly toward Negroes. A fox acts friendly toward the lamb. And usually the fox is the one who ends up with the lamb chop on his plate. Right. The wolf doesn't act friendly, and therefore the wolf has more difficulty in getting the lamb chopped in his plate.
I'd like to point out, though, that...
I say that because it is usually if you study the structure of the Negro community, economically, politically, civically, psychologically, and otherwise, it's controlled by the white liberal, who usually poses as the friend of the Negro, who actually differs from the white conservative in the same way that the fox differs from the wolf. Their appetite is the same. Their motives are the same. It's only their mannerisms and methods that differ.
I would agree that no doubt there have been a large number of whites who have posed as liberals and as friends of the Negro and who have time and again betrayed the Negro. On the other hand, I think one could point to a large number of whites who have struggled for civil rights, for equality, and have got little or nothing out of it, other than quite a few bruises.
Give me an example.
Well, the large number of white students who have gone into the South, for example, working for SNCC and other organizations.
Not working for SNCC or other organizations, but working for the white political machines who benefit by the voting efforts of Negroes.
Okay. I'll be more specific. I would cite Herbert Hill, for example, as a kind of person who has championed Negro job rights, for example, in New York City and elsewhere. He has fought the political machine.
First time I met Herbert Hill personally was when they were picketing to stop the working on the Harlem Hospital in Harlem. Negroes for 10 years had to fight the city to get an annex built on the Harlem Hospital. Because in Harlem we need a hospital more so than anything else. Our people are sick. Plus, we do a lot of cutting and shooting of each other, though we profess to be nonviolent. And Herbert Hill brought his forces out and stopped the working on that site. This is the first time I ever saw it. Then, when work was brought to a halt on a hospital in Harlem, the same Negroes tried to stop the work at the Downstate Medical Center in Brooklyn, which is predominantly white. They were out there for 3 months during the summer. Couldn't stop anything. And I never saw Herbert Hill out there one time. Now, whenever it takes a stoppage of something that's going to affect the white man, you find the white liberal absent. But when it involves something that primarily will affect the best interests of black people, and black people only, then that white liberal is present. Herbert Hill is the labor secretary for the NAACP. And if he was interested in black people, he would prepare a black man with the type of knowledge and understanding of the labor troubles involving black people that would enable a black man to sit in the same position as Secretary of Labor or Labor Secretary in the NAACP. I'm suspicious of whites who join Negroes and always have to be in the lead, who always have to be the head, who always have to be at the top in Negro organizations. Those whites who really have the interest of blacks at heart, let them give some advice to some Negroes and stand on the sideline. But don't join the organization and then get at the head of it and pose as a friend of Negroes.
Well, I would defend his sincerity and his commitment. And more than that, I would say that just because a person is a Negro or a black American does not mean that he's going to struggle for Negro rights or for jobs for Negroes or anything else. I think that today you could point to a large number of Negro leaders who have consistently betrayed Negroes in a whole host of areas.
They aren't really Negro leaders. These are puppets that have been put in front of the Negro community by white liberals. These are parrots that have been put in front of the Negro community by white liberals. You can't name me a Negro leader who has been betrayed Negroes, who has not.
Well, is he not telling the truth? Anybody care to disagree? You know, like I said, any new black media detractors, haters, this is a call up, cam up show for all people who disagree. We are looking for the people who say, hey, we still should be celebrating. This is a win. We want to hear why. If we still should be voting for these people, because we're hearing a lot about, well, we still need to be voting and all of this. Well, then let's hear why. Because right now, as new black media in the grassroots, they're starting to already plot and plan how to come out against us right now. What you think you just saw Obama for? Think that ain't part of it? I don't know. But, let's take a listen to him.
This through the foundation is because I work with young people from across the country and around the world who are working on climate change, racial justice. Our goal in the foundation is to train the next generation of leaders and give them platforms and connections and make sure they're not isolated and that they're learning from each other across borders and regions. And uniformly, they're all confronting these issues about how do I deal with misinformation in my country, in my town? How do I get access to the public so that they know the facts that are affecting their lives about pollution or about how budgets are being distributed and so forth? And one of the things that we're learning is that they are hungry for a voice and for participation, but we haven't done a very good job in training this next generation to participate other than virtually.
Negro, please. You were president for 8 years. What are you talking about? Well, I mean, we have to teach these new. You've been teaching them just fine. Simone Sanders and all of these other new Amanda Gorman. She's young. They're all coming up under your little farm of new wave so-called black leaders that are picked and chosen. Here's the problem we're having with Ketanji Brown Jackson, or whatever the hell her name is. Here's the issue. We, as the people, have no ties to this woman. She has ties to her family, which is that man's family, because she's so proud of being related to them. She has all type of connections. Shark Eyes is her husband's kin. Let's see, who else? Oh, she's well clicked in with the good old DNC, DC scene. So, I mean, I don't know what y'all think about her life. She's been a public defender, worked as a judge for 10 years. And y'all are going out here saying she's the newest thing since sliced bread. Come on, man. There's black judges all over the place. Women that get no shine. And shoot, they look at Tammy the Mammy. For all of that she was doing in the Botham Jean case, all that hugging, crying, and giving people Bibles. That didn't get her nothing. But you did, you know what got Ketanji that job? Being in the mix of where she wanted. So she married socially to where she desired to be. That's not a for love situation. It's a business situation because that's what marriage is. And she's in the business of politics. So that also goes hand in hand with her marriage. So for all of y'all who talking about trying to listen to that emotional jargon that they keep shoving down your throat, that it has something to do with y'all just upset because she up there with the white man. You don't give a damn about who she's with. We give a damn about what is her mind and her heart about. And she's already shown that. She could tell them white folks how black folks do not want to accept responsibility for just being criminals. But then you ask her if there is racial injustice within the justice system. What's a woman? I don't know. I mean, but she could tell you all about us. Oh, CRT, I don't want any of these little white children to feel that they are inherently racist. Damn them black kids. So I don't know what y'all celebrate. That's who you're talking about. I mean, I wish you guys would stop just looking at a picture and be like, "Ooh, she black."
And in a fairly shallow way. And part of, there have been interesting studies showing that the single biggest predictor of whether you're a regular voter, et cetera, is did you participate in student council, Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts? And that's true for young people. It's true for all of us.
Okay. Did you hear what he just gave you? He gave you the blueprint of getting the next generation in line. So involve your kids with these groups. For those of y'all who have children who've never put your kids in some of these different organizational groups that always want to come and say, "Hey, man, your kids participate in this?" No. "Hey, man, have you ever thought about putting your kids?" No. Because I know exactly what that, all that Jack and Jill, they trying to weasel all that stuff. And so that's how your children get propelled through this mix. Like, please. You had to have the National Honor Society for my child. Was that Doctors Association? Surgeons Association. So, man. And trust me, so I mean, they'll if they want to get you in the fold, you'll know. Let me go to the second one. So here's the issue. We're making so much noise as the grassroots because the grassroots is the people. The people who we are speaking for are you. So when you have such a situation like that, that is who's going to end up voting. right? So you have to now start really actually looking at what your voter base, which is telling you, hey, we're looking at you for something. They rolled out Obama.
Guiding principle is, does this make our democracy stronger or weaker? And when I say democracy, I don't just mean elections. Does this make a multiracial, vast, diverse country more likely to work together?
Damn, Satan. Obama walked that back. So what he did right there was kind of made a little slip of the tongue, kind of prematurely, was mentioning the New World Order. The fight for democracy. If y'all remember that lady in Ukraine, the actress, who said, "Hey, we're fighting for this New World Order. This the democratic society." Oh, hope you guys are catching on. I'm telling you, pooey. That's why I predicted Ketanji. I called her early. Everybody thought, well, maybe this is the other one, especially the one that Clyburn was promoting. But it's like, no, it's going to be her right here because they know what she is. They know for a fact what she is, just like Kamala. They know what they got. They got them a grateful slave.
And to affirm basic notions of fairness, process, truth.
Let me go back. Let me run that back. Because he had to, why he's having so much trouble speaking is because he mistakenly mentioned the same thing, but he just didn't use the same phrasing. But what he was talking about was the same thing that Ukrainian actress was talking about, what she was fighting for. The new something.
My guiding principle is, does this make our democracy stronger or weaker? And when I say democracy, I don't just mean elections. Does this make a multiracial, vast, diverse country more likely to work together and to affirm basic notions of fairness, process, truth, or is it sending us in the reverse direction of tribalism, resentment, anger, division, and so that's what I'm thinking about. That's what I'm working on. And the reason that it's important for us to get this right, you started with Ukraine, I'll end with Ukraine. This is an international trend. And the one thing I'm here to report on about America is, for all the times we didn't live up to our ideals, for all the times that we've made mistakes on the international stage, or been hypocritical in terms of how we applied our faith in democracy.
Woo! You're having a hard time getting through it, huh?
If we get democracy right, democracy is stronger around the globe. And when we don't get it right, or we don't look like we care about it, others fill that gap.
So remember when I was telling you democracy was a code word for white supremacy? Are you getting it now? Okay, how do I conveniently talk, to my fellow white supremacists? got to know what you're looking at when you're looking at it, but you're judging a book wrongly by its cover. You are not judging a person based on the content of their character. No, you are so far away from the dream of Martin Luther King that this is what you have deemed worthy of celebration. A symbolic gesture from somebody who is proven to be on the team of white supremacy. That's why she was chosen. Because Joe Biden is a white supremacist. And I know that's so hard for some of you to just accept, but those of us over here in the B1, we absolutely fully understand. And what they're talking about is literally combating us unruly Negroes over here on this internet who keep filling people's ears and minds with the truth versus allowing them to just set the narrative like they were so used to doing for so long. And in the midst of things, they keep trying to make everything about what it's not. Let's look at this real quick. I'm sure a few of y'all have seen this. Oh, and it just comes to my remembrance. There was a video that I seen, and I sent it into my chat. I guess I probably should have downloaded it when I seen it because it's now since been scrubbed from the internet. But there's a video of, and it could very well have been doctored. I don't know. But it's a video, it seems to be from someone's phone at the very end of the Oscars. They show Will Smith hugging Chris Rock. I don't know if that was some digitally altered stuff I saw because it's been now taken down. So I don't know. So I don't know if it was real or not, but it crazy. But understand one of the reasons why they're rolling out Obama right now, because this tells us this is a signal for white supremacists to, on both sides, the Democrats and the Republicans, we got to get this woman in office because these black folks are not standing down. So we have to do something. So let's give this symbolic nothing. And, then we'll overhype the whole black woman thing. Okay. So, but see, here's the reason why, because if y'all already understand what happened in California, the fact that reparations is based on lineage has now set the conversation. So what's the problem?
You don't have to wait around.
No, they're
for
not
the study.
exclusive.
That's my point.
No, but they look. They're not mutually exclusive. But I can't believe that whatever it is, the African American community would not support what I'm talking about. In addition to,
I don't think we have to. Let me ask you this then. Let me ask you this so we can move on because we've got to get some phone calls in as well. But let me ask you this then. If in fact a calculation comes to you that you are satisfied with, would you then say, I'm for reparations?
The answer is it would depend on what it was and will it include Native Americans as well?
Will it include Native Americans as well? No, it will not. And for Millionaire D, and you could hold that comment back so they can learn the hard way the premise of how you come in here. And here's the one thing. See, the low level of intelligence, the low level of understanding. You come into somebody's chat and they start going back and forth with people. That makes no sense. For what? Because you don't have anything to talk about but your feelings are hurt? Well, man the hell up. Because there ain't nobody over here giving a damn about your feelings. That's not the way the world works. We are in the business of empowerment here. So if you're a hit dog being hollering, well, she's a mother with children, I could give a damn about a coon. 1804, the Haitian Revolution. There was a lot of people with children. Nat Turner and his slave revolt. A lot of people with children. But freedom has costs. So you want to go to war right now? America is funding a war that we have no parts in, just to simply take care of ancient Khazarians. Oh, for those of you who don't know, those are just fancy Edomites. Oh, other word would be the Little Hat crew that actually speak Russian. Go figure. So if anybody want to know why they're spending so much money and making sure these Ukrainians get over here, because it's the same people that they're already spending so much money on. No question. They just instantly said, whoop, let's go. Funding Nazis. That's right. So Millionaire D, when things go over simplistic-minded people's heads, us who understand, we understand, like, if there was a 1/3 and a 2/3, you are a 2/3 club volunteer, meaning that you are with the popular masses of idiocracy. And so you look at enlightenment as something to be snub your nose at, which is fine because, see, those who are enlightened are well enlightened enough to know our end won't be the same as yours. Yes, because I know, and you wear it proud, because pride goeth before the fall, genius. It's like a glutton for punishment. This kid cannot withhold his tongue for nothing. He knows what he's going to say is going to get him embarrassed, but it's like Tourette's. It's like troll Tourette's. I can't help myself. But man, if you wasn't kin to kin, I'd be clowning the shit out of you a hell of a lot harder, bro. Shoot, I didn't even know that until recently. I'm like, who the hell is this nut? Oh no, that's little bro. Really? I had no clue. I had no clue. That's right, but remember whose last name you rock, boy. Mine. And I'm a real one. See, like that W is really on my last name. I'm not a fraudulent false flagger of my family's name. Be clear. So, I mean, you can talk all that mess you want to. But see, I'm no imposter. Yes, indeed. Oh, man, I see old girl, man, I thought you had something new. I see she got her a whole new boot thing. Man. See what ignorance will do to you? You open that mouth too quick and she was like, oh, he's an idiot. Out. Some people you just can't help.
I'm just not sure that I would say that if it weren't for blacks, there wouldn't be a democracy at all.
Well, we know how we got democracy. It was through a decades-long black resistance struggle called the Civil Rights Movement. That is a black rights struggle. So you may not like the framing, but what I can tell you is the Double V for Victory campaign was black people were fighting in an army. They were going overseas. They were dying to liberate other countries and then coming home and being lynched for wearing their uniform. They were coming home and they could not vote. They were coming home and they could see German prisoners of war going into restaurants and being served where they could not be served.
I completely agree with.
Now, prime example, let me point something out. You hear what she's saying? All of this history that a black man should know. D. I don't know how you would be over here coming to cape for these people. Man, all your white and black people. I told you what your problem was last year. You need to cut them away. And that's you. Hard head. Hard head. Want to know what the issue is? See, people think I'm a hard man. No, ask me how to fix this issue. I'll tell you. Because I'm not wishing bad or nothing on you, but you not finna play with me like you on some kind of intelligent level. No, I know a dumbass when I see one, and I know one who's prone to make bad mistakes and bad decisions on a consistent basis. It ain't hard to tell. Ask in my chat if they can see that in your personality just by what you said. And act like people trying to be mean. No. But remember what you said yourself just said? A fool is counted as wise. You still couldn't help yourself. What did I say? He got it's like what I call text Tourette's. You just can't help yourself. Like, oh man, I gotta. Ouch. Yeah, this is the real league, the real kind of intelligence. Not jokey, joke. But I mean, shoot, I'm providing some elements here. I hope you're paying attention.
But you want to treat that as a marginal to the American story. But you can't call yourself the greatest democracy and the greatest democratizing force in the country while violently and brutally suppressing democracy at home. And that's what happened for millions of American citizens.
Here's where I take some objection. You're talking about, if you say the country, that we were fighting for democracy overseas and we were not living it, walking the walk, talking the talk at home, I completely agree with you. But you specifically say the greatest generation brutally suppressing, many of this generation brutally suppressing democracy for millions of Americans. To me, and I think Tom Brokaw, when he originally wrote the book, The Greatest Generation, was talking about 20-year-olds, 30-year-olds who came out of the farm fields of the Midwest, who came out of ethnic neighborhoods in Brooklyn and South Philly and stormed the beaches of Normandy and fought to defeat the worst regime, I would argue, in world history. And to say that they were 20, 30-year-olds. The country was brutally suppressing blacks, but the greatest generation wasn't.
Well, they were.
Listen to the devil. And see, here's one thing that Millionaire D refuses to hear. And, my own mother's just like this. She is like one of the biggest white supremacist sympathizers that I could ever know. So I know what it looked like. No, do I ever know what it looked like. And let me tell you something. These people, these type of people will actually literally, I'm going to run it back. Because I want you to hear the logic that black folks who just came in here that want to be around them so tough. This is the type of people that they're around. So when they hear people like me talk and have to sit up here and lay it very plain and clear that, oh man, all your black and white bullshit. Man, shut your cowardly lying ass up. Only thing you willing to do is scream on another nigga. And then sit up here and ignore your actual, the people who have you in these situations. Because let me tell you something, man. How many black judges do you know black folks go in front of? That court system ain't designed for us, is it, fam? So don't sit up here and talk to me about no black and white nonsense. We ain't been gotten straight in that level of the society yet. Not let alone all the other things. So, yeah, if you want to be the cowardly lion, you be my guest. But understand, you do that alone.
30-year-olds. The country was brutally suppressing blacks, but the greatest generation wasn't.
Well, they were.
They weren't.
You're
telling me that a kid coming off a farm in Indiana or a kid who came from Brooklyn was suppressing
Indiana
black
had
people?
the largest population of the Klan in the United States. The Klan was
I understand, but that wasn't the 20-year-old kid who
You don't think
risked his life.
20-year-olds were in the Klan?
Do you hear how they're trying to frame it? Kyle Rittenhouse is 17 years old, shooter. Ethan Crumley, 14-year-old shooter, Roman McCrae, white race ideology identifying individual who also went out and committed mass murder. That's who these people are. So I know, you want to be up under them so tough, some of you. I get that. Here's the thing. The rest of us don't. Some of us are wise enough to know, hey, this is a sociopath. This is a psychopath. Perhaps I should not be in this individual's company. Dylan Roof was 21 years old. And you see where his mind was at? Yeah. And let's, family, always remember. This cat who just came in the chat, you saying what he want to say, and that's fine. But understand, the reason why you can't comprehend or get along with what this message is because you're more like the person on the screen than us. So that makes a big difference in a different world of understanding. So that's why when you see positive black stuff that excludes everybody else, this is what happens to you. You don't know what to do. You just lose your mind. Oh my God. Because family, he's one of the largest. Him and this other sister who will refuse. I know she's not. I wish you would. I wish you would. No, it's because she knows she represents that bunny ruckus. And like I said, anytime you want to come up here and stand on it, and all the Biden sexuals who hopped on my stuff, which are all on my Facebook, y'all watching over here, ghost watching, call your ass up. Call your ass up. Let's not be shy here. Because, see, when you want to sit up here and try to talk stupid to the brother, then, oh, yeah, it's all fun and games. Bring your ass to the stage. Do it here. In front. If what you say is truly valid, or are you just attention seeking? We see D is only attention seeking, so he really don't want to get on camera because it's not nothing. He don't even value what he talking about. So, let alone how could he put value into what somebody else is talking about? You understand what I'm saying? But nonetheless, life would be a disaster for Millionaire D.
No medicine, there'd be no mayonnaise. 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 No medicine, there'd be.
Let's really be clear about that. So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No.
Man, I'm just celebrating anybody, man, because, man, we just celebrating. Shit. But we not, because ain't nothing to celebrate. What the hell are you celebrating? They're up there looking like fools. Looking like stone cold fools. And y'all up here, man. And so when we up here actually getting things done, this is, by the way, for all of you detractors and haters, this is like the second annual New Black Media Appreciation Month. And, for those of you who, especially on my Facebook, I think all of you would be well aware of what New Black Media is, So it's kind of interesting now. Nobody has anything to say. Because the one big question, well, what are you doing? And now, it's funny when people have so many questions and then they see the results. Then all of a sudden the questions just go away. Funny how that happens, huh? Well, any of y'all want to chime in and say what you've been doing? You want to say what the last time you was frequenting an Asian nail salon? You want to try that? Yeah, we need all you pork eaters to chime down. You know. Yes, indeed, Mel Middleton. Appreciation Year, B1 24/7. Absolutely. So let me play this because we're going to hear a little more of the elder, rest in peace, Malcolm X. Malik El Shabazz. Let's go ahead and let him tell you some more about the RNC and DNC just being the same bird. And that's what we're talking about here. This Ketanji Brown Jackson is a hand-picked tool of both the RNC and DNC. Only thing they did was give you a political theater production to have you think, oh, maybe she ain't gonna make it in. Hey, but I've already told you how this song ends. Of course she's gonna get it. How do you know? Because she's already proven herself to rule against black issues. And she will never go against the grain for black folks. That's called meritorious manumission guarantee. She is an assurance of white supremacy's furtherance. And if you don't believe me, we're going to get into this celebration thing that Roland Martin had housed or whatever. We're going to get into that. And the reason why we got to talk about that is because I need to show y'all how much impact y'all are having. And y'all need to ingest all of it, understand it, like it, get irritated by it, all of the above. Why? Because you are the reason for it. The reason why they are at dis-ease is because of all of you. So, and shout out to Malcolm X.
22 million black victims of Americanism are waking up, and they're gaining a new political consciousness, becoming politically mature. And as they develop this political maturity, they're able to see the recent trends in these political elections. They see that the whites are so evenly divided that every time they vote, the race is so close, they have to go back and count the votes all over again. And which means that any block, any minority that has a block of votes that stick together is in a strategic position. Either way you go, that's who gets it. You're in a position to determine who go to the White House and who stay in the doghouse. You're the one who has that power. You can keep Johnson in Washington, D.C., or you can send him back to his Texas cotton patch. You're the one who sent Kennedy to Washington. You're the one who put the present Democratic administration in Washington, D.C. The whites were evenly divided. It was the fact that you threw 80% of your votes behind the Democrats that put the Democrats in the White House. When you see this, you can see that the Negro vote is the key factor. And despite the fact that you are in a position to be the determining factor, what do you get out of it? The Democrats have been in Washington, D.C. only because of the Negro vote. They've been down there 4 years. And all other legislation they wanted to bring up, they brought it up and gotten it out of the way, and now they bring up you. And now they bring up you. You put them first and they put you last. Because you're a chump. A political chump. In Washington, D.C., in the House of Representatives, there are 257 who are Democrats. Only 177 are Republicans.
In the Senate, there are 67 Democrats. Only 33 are Republicans. The party that you backed controls 2/3 of the House of Representatives and the Senate, and still they can't keep their promise to you because you're a chump. Anytime you throw your weight behind a political party that controls 2/3 of the government, and that party can't keep the promise that it made to you during election time, and you're dumb enough to walk around continuing to identify yourself with that party, you're not only a chump, but you're a traitor to your race. And what kind of alibi do they come up with? They try and pass the buck to the Dixiecrats. Now, back during the days when you were blind, deaf, and dumb, ignorant, politically immature, naturally you went along with that. But today, as your eyes come open and you develop political maturity, you're able to see and think for yourself. And you can see that a Dixiecrat is nothing but a Democrat in disguise. You look at the structure of the government that controls this country. It's controlled by 16 senatorial committees and 20 congressional committees. Of the 16 senatorial committees that run the government, 10 of them are in the hands of Southern segregationists. Of the 20 congressional committees that run the government, 12 of them are in the hands of Southern segregationists. And they're going to tell you and me that the South lost the war. You today are in the hands of a government of segregationists, racists, white supremacists, who belong to the Democratic Party but disguise themselves as Dixiecrats. A Dixiecrat is nothing but a Democrat. Whoever runs the Democrats is also the father of the Dixiecrats, and the father of all of them is sitting in the White House. I say, and I say it again, you got a president who's nothing but a Southern segregationist. From the state of Texas. They'll lynch you in Texas as quick as they'll lynch you in Mississippi. Only in Texas, they lynch you with a Texas accent. In Mississippi, they lynch you with a Mississippi accent. And the first thing the cracker does when he comes in power, he takes all the Negro leaders and invites them for coffee to show that he's all right. And those Uncle Toms can't pass up the coffee. They come away from the coffee table telling you and me that this man is all right because he's from the South. And since he's from the South, he can deal with the South. And well, look at the logic that they're using. What about Eastland? He's from the South. Make him the president. If Johnson is a good man because he's from Texas, and being from Texas will enable him to deal with the South, Eastland can deal with the South better than Johnson. No, I say you've been misled. You've been had. You've been took. I was in Washington a couple of weeks ago while the senators were filibustering. And I noticed in the back of the Senate a huge map. And on this map, it showed the distribution of Negroes in America. And surprisingly, the same senators that were involved in the filibuster were from the states where there were the most Negroes. Why were they filibustering the civil rights legislation? Because the civil rights legislation is supposed to guarantee voting rights to Negroes in those states. And those senators from those states know that if the Negroes in those states can vote, those senators are down the drain. The representatives of those states go down the drain. And in the Constitution of this country, it has a stipulation wherein whenever the rights, the voting rights of people in a certain district are violated, then the representative who's from that particular district, according to the Constitution, is supposed to be expelled from the Congress. Now, if this particular aspect of the Constitution was enforced, why, you wouldn't have a cracker in Washington, D.C.
All right, Charlotte D, I see you. I see you. Now, I mean, but is he lying? Ain't he telling the truth? Now, it's a like I think Aboriginal woman I seen you say, damn shame that it's still happening today. Absolutely. It absolutely is a shame because it's sad, shameful, and it's been a detriment for our growth. Now here we are in the season of trying to get reparations, right? What do we have? We got people out here trying to figure out every conversation other than reparations to talk about. And so I'm gonna look at this because Roland Martin had this little panel here. And so what I'm going to do, I just want to show you this panel. So you see these people here? So I'm going to take that off the screen, and then I'll bring the audio. Because I don't want him ding me.
What's next is important. I think the context for what's next is it really lies in strategy. The one thing that black communities historically have done is when there was an end goal, everybody understood their lane and rode to the same destination. And now the next step is 2022. And if we stay consistent with strategy, we stay consistent with unity, what I will say is that the beauty of the room, I'll say the sanctuary on that White House lawn, was the commitment to reaching a goal. She was the goal. And now we have to move to the next part of this goal, but also this idea of collective power. Collective power and universal power really lies in who's at a table, one, but who is actually setting a table, setting an agenda, and then putting appropriations behind that agenda. So we have to think about resources, we have to think about strategy, and then we have to think about removing egos. I think that one thing you can see now is that black people are clearer. Every single day I get excited because I know that our ability to stay aligned is actually working. And by the presence of those sitting on this panel, by the presence of the civil rights leaders, the organizations, the faith leaders, right? Not just churches. I'm a reverend, but there's imams, there's mosques that are having the same conversation. So what God put together, let no one separate. And I think that's what this movement is now. That's what's next.
See what we do? Do y'all see what we do, family? A black person got in here because a white man chose her, and we're thanking God for it. For what? You have a whole group of constituents that tell you they want reparations. They didn't give a crap about Ketanji Brown being, oh, let's get a black woman here. That was no part of any discussion. Same as Juneteenth. All of these things that black folks have gotten since Joe Biden been in office is what Joe Biden wanted to do for black people because he did not want to do what black people wanted of him to do. I mean, now you getting these bootlicks out here. Let me show you this one so you just, can see for who she is. So that's the sister whose voice you just heard. Look at her in her fit. She's in her pearls. And notice the colors, they're all in red, so this is a delta. So we have the boule ball over here.
Thank you. You all so very much. And we're going to... So come on up. Thank you all so much.
I got to show y'all Jesse Jackson.
We're having having a black family reunion up in here. Thank you, Roland Martin, for letting us take the all right. So my sister Cleola Brown, National President of A. Philip Randolph Institute. We're over here. Roland Martin is live stream.
Good grief.
Is extraordinary, which is another reason. Well, when you talk to 3 people, that helps. But then when you're a federal district court judge and sitting on the most important circuit court, that helps too. So,
Keegan Smith, what is going on, my guy? What's going on?
By others, but more importantly, her spirit is what is inspiring me to do whatever I can to help her be the best judge.
Lord. Now, see, here's the one thing, man. Good to see you too. Keegan Smith, one of our good white ally brothers, who has been enlightened to certain things present amongst our world, some seen and unseen. You know, hanging with me. Man, you know, hey, you know what's so crazy though? It's like literally I could tell people that and they'd be like, oh, okay. Man, you know. Well, you know, some people got to learn the hard way. But man, you know, trust me, you know, people out here know me, man. I've been around this thing for a minute, and understanding the factory that comes out of the Hillary Clinton and even the powers that be above that factories, there will always be certain sure tell signs for me that oh, okay, this is what this is. Just let me show you what's on the screen. Oh, thank you, Keegan. I really, really appreciate that, brother. You put that on the screen. I really appreciate that. Man. Oh, and congratulations on the little one, man. Congratulations on the little one. So look at that on the screen, family. That is the current group. Now, if you're looking at the red and black, those are Delta colors. If you're looking at the lady over here on the left, she has on AKA colors. And you like throughout the day, it's just all straight up. Man, it's the Boule Bash for real. You dig? So let me scoot on because I need to see when they get they will Jesse out. Okay, there he is, family. Oh man, Jesse. I think Jesse Jackson at this moment is probably primarily wheelchair bound because just the way he come up here, I don't know. Let me see. You know, is that Sunny? Everybody there celebrating. So boots on the ground, boots on the ground. Boots on the ground.
And we haven't just earned it. We belong here. We built it.
True. We belong and we built it. So true. When I think about the everyday black woman, when you think about the young sisters on college campuses, the young sisters that just
I believe so,
Oyella. Ends meet. What does this mean for the everyday sister who is maybe like making sure that ends are meeting every day? And does this really matter for them? In what way does this matter to have a reflection of them at the U.S. Supreme Court?
Well, absolutely. It is so affirming. I can tell you, I'm the elected state's attorney in Prince George's County. My name is Aisha Braveboy. And every single day I see young men and women, but when you see women who have made mistakes, you often think, gosh, if they just had a role model or if they just had someone that they could look up to, if they just knew how great and brilliant they were, maybe they
Y'all hear what I'm hearing? So little black boys ain't shit? Is that the message that I'm getting? Because I mean, when black women mess up and they get involved with the law, it's like, man, wow. I wonder, did they not have a mentor? Because those little black bastards. Oh boy, those are just natural born criminals. They all grow up hating their mothers. I'm just sitting up here. I'm like, Roland Martin, you facilitated this black man bashing BS. And what's so cold about it? Because people are so lowbrow, it doesn't make any sense. Oh man, so you can't celebrate the woman? Yeah, you can. But isn't this a victory for the black community? Look at what they're immediately doing. They're making it about gender and black. Now, how we getting reparations? Getting reparations on lineage conversations happening? Because of unity. Men and women coming together under the banner of unity, saying, hey, we need to get this together. Look at what your powers that be are doing. These are the people to whom are supposed to be all representation in Washington, D.C. How does this work for you, family? Because it damn sure isn't working for me. I don't want nobody like this representing me because they clearly are out of touch.
They wouldn't have made that mistake.
MC 007, yes, Louise, very problematic.
Brown Jackson to not only represent us as black women, but to have been a public defender that represented the everyday black woman, white woman, Hispanic woman, or man is so...
Whoa! She doesn't mention a man until she gets to the Hispanic man? You said, remember, they pledged to pagan gods. Well, you got to look at this. Don't look at the God they pledged to. Look at the soul that was willing to pledge to any God. See, it's not about the God. It's about them. They are the type of person who would do that. That's what makes them that kind of candidate. See, being a pledgee, they don't just let anybody just waltz up into their fraternities and sororities. No, they look for certain types, and they know their pickings. And even if you're not typically that type, they will try to entice you enough to be that type if they feel that you could serve their purpose. See, all the stuff that I'm talking about right now has nothing to do with Ketanji Brown Jackson's merit at all. I'm just telling you simply how she's being used or why she was picked for their agenda. If you think that she got there, okay, Joe Biden picked her. Why her? There's other women who got way more reputable records behind the bench and longer tenure behind the bench than she does. And this black woman just literally came out of her mouth promoting public defenders, the worst lawyers in the judicial system. We call them public pretenders. Why? Because they don't ever defend. They are assistant DAs. So look at what we're talking about. This woman would already settled agreement. She rules against these black folks from getting paid. And then it would also have set a precedent for how black folks were treated in the labor force years ago. So before we hit this crisis right now, coming out of a pandemic, you would have already had some things understood about how you take care of your citizens first. She's the one responsible for that not happening. On a racial mass shooting that company was well aware of. And y'all acting like this is a win because she was a public defender. Are you kidding me? A public defender, meaning she never could make... Okay, let me get this right. So as a public defender, being a defense attorney, she never decided to go into the Johnny Cochran line of things. Instead, she becomes a judge? That doesn't sound like somebody who has a career path for long-term money-making ideas. That sounds like a person who is being put in position for end outcome and result. Don't y'all see the difference? 10 years is not going to put you on the Supreme Court. And y'all keep letting these people tell you anything. No. 10 years, you wouldn't even sneeze at a Supreme Court in your state, let alone the federal. You ain't going to get on the higher court in your own state without 10 years under your belt. How do you go from a public pretender in the province or district of Columbia of D.C.? So you haven't even got to even deal with statewide politics. You go from a district of Columbia straight into the Supreme Court. Are y'all kidding me? If you think that she is there for something else other than Joe Biden's anti-black agenda, you are out of your mind. But it's not just Joe Biden. It's the system of white supremacy who she was picked for to protect its control. But just because she's black, they'll celebrate.
Affirming to all of us. It's affirming to humanity. And I am incredibly blessed to be a part of this day. I actually wrote a poem in her honor. I've written a poem since grade school, but the poem was called She Is Me, because what I saw in her was all of myself. And I knew that her experiences and her doubts and the issues that she had gone through as a black woman in the legal profession were the same ones that me and Sonny and so many others have gone through. And to make it to the highest level, again, affirming.
I absolutely love that. And we have been joined by other amazing historic people on this panel. So let me first recognize the amazing Reverend Jesse Jackson. Wonderful to see you. It's a pleasure to have you. I am doing great. How are you? That's the question. It is a great day. And you've been on this road toward justice for decades. Given all that you have given to this country, to this nation.
Back up justice.
Wrote a poem in her.
Okay.
Wrote a poem in her honor. I hadn't written.
Now, family, take notice what's going on. So what they're gonna do is at the corner of your screen, you're gonna see them wheel old Jesse on there to the screen. This dude looks like he can barely stand. Hey, you made it. Did you hear he say, yeah, groomed for this position? Look at him. Okay, so they didn't show him walk up. I saw that I don't know where that went because they showed him stand up. That dude can barely move, man.
How are you? That's the question. It is a great day. And you've been on this road toward justice for decades. Given all that you have given to this country, fight moment.
Damn.
It's about opportunity and not just a personal capacity. We had judges before qualified to be judge. Judges Mobley should have been for their own Supreme Court. But our vote shifts, the power shifts. The power shift in the country. And we got more power that's unused. I mean, she has great capacity, but opportunities what she really had. Jackie Robinson could play baseball, but baseball played for him with more home runs. Opportunity. And so she sees the moment. Her qualifications make us feel good about ourselves. But we lost the Senate race in 2020. She had to display those talents. So my concern now is that we put a lot of focus on voter suppression. A real deal.
Oh, golly. I mean, are y'all hearing the tone of this dude? Like, Judah Queen said the Venom is doing this job. Oh, my Lord. Now, look at who's sitting over here. Look at that lady with the scarf. She got her little green dress on with her pink scarf. That's AKA colors. So, you know, the boule in full effect. Full effect. You know? Jeez. I mean, he sounds horrible.
My concern that Dr. King said that there would be a lot of drama in marching for the right to vote, to break down white barriers. But the unromantic side of it would be fulfilling the rights. I just left Arkansas last week. A black running for governor, U.S. Senator. 250,000 blacks unregistered vote, 250,000. Put 200,000 blacks on the books in Arkansas.
Wow.
You know, why I draw lines? We'll be drawing the lines. We have power. The unused power of blacks in voting must be a big concern of ours.
Unused
Bible
power.
talks about in the parable of the lost sheep that Jesus left the one lost sheep, left 99 to go to the one lost sheep. Our lost sheep is our power, but our power is not in analyzing A and B and C and D, but our unused power. South Carolina has enough blacks unregistered right now.
South Carolina. Why would South Carolina be the one thing about, and you're talking midterms. Why is South Carolina such their concern? I mean, is there somebody, is there a Republican that's running against Clyburn? I didn't know there was. I do know that there are Democrats that are running against Clyburn. But they're black, right? I wonder what the problem is, Jesse. Oh, well, there's not enough registers. No, you have enough registers. Those people are dying off, Jesse. See, the people to whom are in your age bracket, time is winding up. And it's a new wave of voters. And we saying tangibles is a demand, not a request. Tangibles. And see, here's the whole thing going on with all of these other reparation conversations and discussions in states has nothing to do with voting. So why, if these different individual groups on different states all over the United States of America are focusing on reparations, why are these people only focused on voting? See how they're not making the connection with the people to whom they say they represent? The people are showing them. So these other local officials actually have to move. Now, who's in California? Maxine Waters. She's in California. Nancy Pelosi's in California. There's two Democrats right there. Oh, guess who else is from California? Kamala Harris. None of them have chimed in yet, as far as I know, on the whole reparations situation going on in the state of California in the first place. Because they were trying to shoehorn all that narc and in Cobra mess, which failed. And it's good that it failed, because now it will set a precedent to fail in every other place to that they're trying to implement outsiders into a justice claim that is about slavery. It's not about who got affected by racism. It's about slavery. So what if we came out? It's about slavery. It's very simple. Were you here for that? No. Well, then the question's done.
That the governor censor. It's radical. The former slave states that have the numbers, plus we begin to be a coalition. You take 10% progressive whites in a state like Mississippi, Louisiana, Arkansas, South North Carolina, plus Latinos who moved there now and Asian Americans.
This Negro is really talking like people don't know voting exists. We understand voting exists, G. Here's the thing. You guys got to produce something for the vote. And they keep talking. See, yeah, as long as y'all keep doing that, you're going to lose. This is pay up time. This is not, oh, we have an option, we'll long play of slow. No. No. No tangibles. No vote. And it would behoove you, if you're the Congressional Black Caucus, to maybe start talking to your people instead of being so busy in Washington kissing Joe Biden's ass, because we can give a damn about him. And so on the local level, understand, we need tangibles. And if we're not talking tangibles, then everything else is irrelevant. Miss me with anything else. Because this is a debt being paid. I mean, here's the thing. Even, I'll put it in perspective. A church cannot go without paying its debts. You can't pray the light bill on. Can't pray the heat on. So let's not look at an empty gesture and call it what it's not. No, we're not making any progress. No, this isn't good for black people. This isn't helping anyone but help the Democrats and the Republicans and all the other powers of white supremacy that are. This is helping them and them alone. Their agenda is what's on the table, not black folks. So I need people to really start accepting that. And don't wait for the rest of us to get burnt for you to do it. That's the thing. You're in a generation of black folks that are not going to let you drive us off the cliff. So if black people need to start getting at you to sit your silly ass down, then, I mean, we're kind of moving into that time frame, family. We can't afford to have y'all silly little asses running around here selling everybody else up the river because of you wanting sexual access to something. I ain't with that. So let me fast forward past this dude because Jesse is damn near dead. Look at this.
You do, and Tanya Clayhouse, thank you for all that you do. And now I'm going to go because I have a flight to catch. Yes. Thank you.
They had to get the camera off of it.
Chief syndrome, that they don't matter. That I must say, I'm somebody, you must matter. We must now go, not just to march on Washington about, I'm going to Arkansas, South Carolina, and Georgia here. Focus on just bring people to vote. If we get that power, many more days like this.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, I'm going to run because I see we have other extraordinary participants here. And I just have to say to my
Look, see how they trying to get him up? Look at how they trying to get him up. Man, look. Yeah. They had to kind of pan the camera off of him because dude almost fell over trying to, there you go. Now you got him up. And so it's a whole process of getting him up, man. I mean, and here's the problem. They know good and damn well, like, y'all need to stop doing this to this man just so y'all can pan it. Like, you are really serious with the agenda. Let's get this old man up here who can't walk, prop him up here so he can still look strong and have some strength. And then they up here taking pictures with him now. Oh yeah, see, now we finally got him stand up. So while he's standing up, let's take some pictures. Look at this. Now, if you don't see that you in the boule ball, I don't know where you think you at. Everybody in their soror colors. Weekend at Bernie's. Oh, goodness. Oh, somebody got a Louis Vuitton purse. That look like one of them fresh off the off of Paris trips. Got that bag in Paris. Thanks, American taxpayers. Jesse look like he about to run.
Thank you, Jesse. Thank you. 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 Thank you, Jesse. Thank you.
Now, just look at what they celebrate. They celebrate nothing burgers, but you got black folks in your own community trying to do things. You got black folks like for instance, the brother out there in Chicago was that Tyrone Muhammad, and the brothers out there that just kind of patrol, trying to keep gang violence down, and just trying to be a voice of peace to the street. They out there always messing with the brothers, pulling up on them. Now you know what they are about. Their cars are clearly marked, so you know what they're out there to do. But nonetheless, gotta go mess with them people, because you out here trying to do positive things, trying to have brothers looking at getting out of the street. That's bad for police business. That's bad for the business of policing. Now, here's some more. Now, they're just so giddy. And it's all about black
and
women.
That powerful intellect of yours that is always challenging. When I think about what it means to us today, I look and I say, okay, Georgia never expected to be represented by the two gentlemen who are representing them in the United States Senate. There are people here today, Deb Scott among them, who helped make that happen. We don't know how good government can be until we really flex our muscles. We win just about every battle that we fight. That's a Jesse Jackson aphorism. When we fight, we win. But when we don't fight, we don't win. So what does that tell us? We must always be in the mode to fight. We must always be prepared. There are other victories to be won. There's criminal justice reform. There's voting rights. There's a lot that needs to be done. There are millions of 2 million poor children in this country. There's still lots of work to be done. And it's up to us to lead that work and be. Joe Lowry was my neighbor.
No, ma'am. No. That's where you're wrong, sister. It is no longer up to these people to whom you see on the stage in front of you to produce anything. They've had their opportunity. That time has came and went. This Ketanji Brown whatever is not a voting rights matter. It is an agenda-driven matter by the President of the United States, who did not need a vote to pick his pick for justice. They up here acting like this was some kind of victory of voting. Voting had nothing to do with this. And we're going to fight. No. You did nothing for this. This is just a white man saying, I need this black face in this spot for my agenda. And you got these women up here actually talking like they have been in a battle with this situation that ain't got nothing to do with voting at all. We did not pick this woman. She was not promoted by us. She was not on our radar until 2022. Just like how John Lewis wasn't on anybody's radar until after 2010 and beyond, maybe more like 2005. 14, I think, when they started rolling him out in the wind. Nobody give a damn about that dude. He's, oh man, a great turn. No, he's not. He's no hero. That's a coward. He got his ass whooped. We don't celebrate that. Taking a stick to the head and then telling the police, thank you for your service. Nah, we don't celebrate that here. You know, and here's the one thing you have to look at the groups and the age groups before us and before this generation. People tend to make mistakes. What we need to do is learn that it was a mistake and get it right now. Because these old Negroes will say you up the river.
Next door to me when my office was in Atlanta. Some of you younger folk may not know who Joseph Lowry was, but I asked Dr. Lowry, because he was so full of wisdom, I asked him one day, what is it about leadership? He said the number one quality of leadership is character and courage. Courage. That we can all figure out what needs to be done, but having the guts to go do it. And I think that's what Jesse Jackson has meant to me throughout my life. He used to tell us, say, look, if you don't win, leave some footprints on the door.
That really wasn't my experience with Jesse Jackson. Matter of fact, I had quite the opposite experience. I learned that, I guess the first time that, man, I thought you were running to run something. But you're completely controlled. Because you're telling somebody else that they need to get a situation under control. They sent you. And this is your friend, huh? Interesting. That was my experience. Y'all better listen to Keegan Smith. He knows what he's talking about when he tell you, I've been the truth since he's met me. And that was over, what, about 12 years ago now? Yeah. Here's the point about consistency, integrity, and character. Just like she just said what he told her, you got to have character. Well, I totally agree. That's why Jesse is not a black leader. He lacks character. And I know for a fact, if as not dire as the time framing of the situation that I was able to know about, this same man was around Martin Luther King. Oh, okay. Whoa. Okay, not hard to get now. Okay, got it. Courage? Oh, no. Boy, some of the biggest people that Dr. King never should have had around him, Jesse Jackson and Bayard Rustin. Now, John Lewis, he was going to do anything, but John Lewis had no value until he was 1 foot in the grave. He's just an old black man, so y'all just take his word for it. Because ain't nobody sitting up here. What value do you have in getting your ass whooped? That was bloody. The one thing about John Lewis that here's the reason why they actually use John Lewis. Because he's the one dude in some of the most historical footage of getting drugged by police with his head bleeding. That's the reason why they actually do that. If you guys are old enough to remember watching the one dude get drugged with his head blood, that's him. Yeah, the dude in the suit with his head bloody, cracked open while they were dragging him along, that's John Lewis. So they literally made a martyr out of that dude. Thank you for your service. Oh, I'm going to eat stitches. And you want me to teach my children that horse shit? Hell no. 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 I'm doing a disservice to the future of my legacy by doing that. That's the point. See, we got to be looking beyond right now and looking at the big picture. Big picture. And these people right here, oh, they are agenda. Let me get down some more because, Lord, Afro Elite, what's going on, my brother?
To force the issue and force the question and force a President Biden to have a black female vice president, and force a President Biden to also nominate the first black woman to the Supreme Court. That's what we do. And so I'm proud about that.
Forced. They forced Joe Biden to do something? Okay. All right. Let's look at something real quick. Because we hear all of this faultiness, and I can't stand when these people be putting all these extras on folk. Like, oh, she's so strong and so good. Like how they keep talking about these Ukrainians are so courageous and whatnot, and they're fighting and this and that, but they need more money and we need to bring them over here. But I thought they were winning. Shouldn't they be getting ready to go back home? If anything, you're giving them money to rebuild. But you're giving them money to turn around and come here? And, oh, I almost forgot to mention, family, if you did not hear, there is a bill being proposed, and I believe that's either Texas or California. I believe it's California, to allow illegal immigrants to become police. It is on, family, and I hope y'all are paying attention. So let's just hear all this confidence from Ketanji Brown Jackson herself, and hear all of this black woman magic and all of this backbone of our community that she just exudes from her pores, that all of these other people keep throwing all the extras on her for. Let's see if we can hear it.
I have worked hard to get to this point in my career, and I have now achieved something far beyond anything my grandparents could have possibly ever imagined. But no one does this on their own. The path was cleared for me so that I might rise to this occasion. And in the poetic words of Dr. Maya Angelou, I do so now while bringing the gifts my ancestors gave.
I had to bite my tongue there for a second. First off, your ancestors did not come here bearing gifts. Now, if you're a black person that cannot understand what that is, oh, well, I would say maybe me or you and a few of these other good brothers would possibly maybe go into a room for a cup of coffee and a discussion. And I don't know, maybe we could come to some meeting of the minds of some sort. You understand what I'm saying? Because this makes sense to you. Okay. Our ancestors brought these people a gift. Okay. Okay. Yeah, you could definitely trust her, man. She definitely got your back.
I do so now while bringing the gifts my ancestors gave. I am the dream and the hope of the slave.
this is how things have reverted. And that's why I'm glad I did the broadcast. Obviously, they were upset at the last broadcast because we had to refer to the quadroon ball. Because I also knew that this was probably going to happen by the weekend. So, and like I said, it used to be the mixed women who had the opportunity to go get chose up on by tricking ass white men that were well-to-do and would like to come do a little slumming and maybe drop some babies off over here, would drop off for a little change and then go back to his family and have those little mixed babies running around the bayou. I mean, prime example. That the example of that story even plays out in NCIS New Orleans. They had the lead character there. His brother's mixed from his daddy moving just the same way. Going over there slumming, got him something else on the side of town. Because the quadroon ball is a old practice that still is in play today. It's just called swirling. But it's based from slavery and prostitution. Cynthia G. So are you talking about black man worship? We have to first identify that what you're worshiping first wasn't even a man. It was an idea. But what you ended up being, chasing that idea, is falling in love with whoredom. Because you're not married, but you're promoting somebody that still won't even wife you. But I guess misery is good business these days. So that's where you're stuck. Now you got to choose between your career, which is shitting on black men, or just take whatever zaddy will actually deal with you. You know? I wonder, I haven't really saw, because I don't really pay attention. Has she ever chimed in on this whole Jada alopecia thing? I'm just asking. I mean, maybe she has, maybe she hasn't. Maybe that's a touchy subject. But like I said, we got to watch these people who are willy-nilly to be in a slave play situation. And not only that, this same woman is the woman who cannot identify racism within the judicial system. We do remember that. She is a professional, high-class ghetto gagger, Judah Queen. She's a professional woman who ghetto gags on the side. But see, she cleaned up her ghetto gagging because she married Zaddy. Got it? So see, that's how you clean it up. And now you can just get smutted out. Now, that, like I said, that is not every interracial relationship at all. That is the interracial relationship of a woman who hates black people. So as a black woman who actually hates black people, that's the problem. And not that she's on some, I am attracted to this because this is where my heart led me. That's one thing. No problem. But when you start hating people that look just like you, that is a whole different issue. And the number one thing that does not involve is love. That's why a lot of these people will sit up here and be like, okay, a lot of white men ain't going to date no black women that don't like black people. Because you are weird to them. Rightfully so. Because that is extremely weird. And y'all just be like, oh, well, that's cool. And then you had this other chick just over here talking this madness about black men hate their mothers. Like, huh? Because we're just inherently wicked and evil. Lord. we're just naturally just bad guys. What y'all think about that? I would disagree. Let's see if I can get this other one. I have this in here. Jeez. Jennifer Lewis, what she is doing the most. Yeah, I need to touch on this because, okay, so I wanted to play that sister before and then also with this Katanji thing because y'all got to understand the kind of psyche that we have out here. And then this type of stuff gets celebrated and it ain't cool to be celebrated in all actuality. Unfortunately, we are not honest enough with one another and call them on their BS. And then I'll play this first and I'll tell you what's wrong with it from a man's standpoint.
Yeah. I got this shit.
Yeah.
I got it. I ain't calling her dad. You can.
Listen,
I'll die starving on the road before I call her dad.
Facts.
So I'm like,
Facts.
you know what?
Facts.
I'm
Straight
all
up.
the
That's
way
the dumbest
up
shit
here.
ever.
Say it again.
That's the dumbest shit ever.
Hey Jay, let her rock out for a little bit. We could digest that. We could digest that later. Let her rock out. Go ahead, finish the story.
Okay.
Finish the story.
I'ma die on the side of the road before I call your dad to help.
Because I'm gonna
Yeah,
tell you
it's
why.
kind of wild, but go ahead.
Because
Okay, let me go ahead and back that up a bit because I want to show you something.
You know what?
Facts.
I'm
Straight up.
all the
That's
way
the dumbest
up
shit
here.
ever.
Alpha.
Say it again.
That's the dumbest shit ever.
Hey
Alpha.
Jay, let her rock out for a little bit. We could digest that. We could digest that later.
Now, here's what the problem is. You got this dude up here with the beard. You got one alpha and one beta. If you looked at a picture with them side by side, you would think that the roles were reversed. That other dude just checked her right off the rip. Like, that's the dumbest shit I ever heard. Oh, man, let's let her rock out for a minute with that. No, don't let her put that dangerous shit out there in the air. The hell is wrong with her? And whoever told her to, like, make her own that and stand on it. Don't just put that out there and just, oh, yeah, let her rock that. That's that Maury Povich stuff. Beta male. So, sisters, I just want to help you out there. If you understand, that man that just turned around and told you that was stupid as hell, that's the alpha male. Not the one who told you, oh, let her rock. That's the beta male. We as men totally know the difference. There ain't no look or appearance that will fool us. It will fool you. So when we tell you the difference in these individuals, trust us, ladies.
Let her rock out. Go ahead, finish the story.
Okay.
Finish the story.
I'ma die on the side of the road before I call your dad to help.
because I'm gonna
Yeah,
tell you
it's
why.
kind of wild, but go ahead.
Because you're an idiot. And whoever told you that made sense was an idiot. A lot of us get emotional because we get tied to bad advice because of who it came from. And we just look past years of their own bad judgment, and then we start adopting their philosophies and defending it. They never even realized that it was it was a wrong thing to further. Or some actually do, but misery loves company. So that's why they're perpetuated onto another person. Hence, the cycle perpetuating itself again. I'm here to break cycles. It's very easy. But one thing you cannot do, here's the hardest part. Hey, you know what this is? This is what this is right here. No, I don't see it's that. You're stuck. Because what happened? You went straight to resistance before you actually went to examine. If you are not examining before you resist, then you are stuck. Like D, that was in my chat earlier. You'll be stuck. And you'll be at arrested development. You don't want to be that. You understand? Now, just like Keegan, who was in my chat, understands very full well, I am a person who deals with everybody. Why? Because I deal with the spirit of that individual. I'm not going to sit up here and just willy-nilly judge. If you got white skin, I don't necessarily say, oh, well, he a white supremacist, this and that. That's not my flow. But I will peep how a person's get down is. And I'm a true and blue black man. There's many black folks that can't really fool with me like that. So if there's white folks that can fool with me like that, there must be something inside of them. I can honestly say that. And I mean, shoot, you would never know. Some of these people just look white. Be going down and be like, you related to who? Yeah, I know some people and people by that name. You said you part of what family now? So you may even have some folks over here just as much blood running through them, just melanin deprived. You dig? On another flip side of the game, we got people over here who come and lack the black experience. Now, I would imagine Katanji would probably be able to answer this question. If you have grown up with a fan with Martin Luther King or Mahalia Jackson on the front of it, what advertisement is on the backside of that fan? If you don't know what the advertisement is on the backside of that fan, and I'm telling you, I could say from here to Georgia to New York, if you are a foundational black American, you've seen one of these fans before. And if you grew up in the church in America, black church especially, you have definitely seen these fans. And there is only one advertisement on the flip side of that fan. TJ. How do you know your FBA? Yeah. Show them a Mahalia Jackson fan. Yeah, what's on the other side of it? Y'all already know. It's the same coast to coast. Yes, indeed. Y'all got it right. See, now, if y'all have grown up in our era, you have seen the Martin Luther King fan, the Mahalia Jackson fan, and depending on how old you are, some of y'all might be old enough to remember before your church started tossing them out, the JFK fans. If some of y'all churches was holding on to them, because I think they got rid of them like somewhere near the 80s, early 80s. At least up here, they might have got rid of them like around when Carter was in office or something like that. I'm born under Gerald Ford, so I mean, there's that. So yeah, if you're old enough to remember those fans, you would know. I remember Jimmy Carter. That was the first president I remember. Hello, America. This is Jimmy Carter. Heard from him an awful lot. He was a short-termer. Then we got the actor, Ronald Reagan. You said you never seen the JFK fans. Like I said, it depends on where you was at. How long they were holding on to those. Around here, they got rid of them about like 1981. And I mean, they were kind of scarce because then the whole new wave. Then they started breaking out the Black History calendars. So we got the fans and the Black History calendars. There's just some things foundational black Americans just know. Like, we know what it is. Like, walking in somebody's house and seeing plastic, go to that great grandma house. What's on the coffee table? You said you was born in 1980. Oh, well, shoot, you old enough? You old enough to get this? I mean, your grandma was around in 1980. What she have on her coffee table? I mean, and it, depending on how old your grandparents was, that book may have been like this. Yeah, what's on grandma coffee? What great grandma coffee table? Psh, man. And if anybody is fortunate, you said lace dollies. Oh, your grandma was a usher. TJ, there you go, that family Bible. And then, Tanya Zion, the candy or the nuts? Ooh. Ain't that the truth? Damn, I almost forgot about that damn candy dish. Sure enough. The big Bible, Aboriginal woman. Absolutely. The family Bible, TJ. I mean, like I said, that book was huge. Huge. So, yeah, these are things that, I mean, we just was fortunate enough to you said a black woman yelling at Ronald Reagan. Oh, man. I vaguely remember that. I remember when he got shot, too. That was real crazy. That was real crazy. Ronald, the president, has been shot. Oh. And then they did Saturday Night Live did a spoof with Eddie Murphy about buckwheat getting shot. The Easter egg colored mints. Oh, booginas. Oh, like the chalky, the chalky mints. The chalky Easter colored mints. Oh, Lord. Do they even still make those? I haven't seen them in so long. I've seen the chalky peppermints. But them like coffee hour mints? Mm-mm. Coffee hour. What y'all know about that? What y'all know about that coffee hour? Whoever said about them lace dollies? Yeah, them was straight from coffee hour. Like, oh yeah, the church hostess. Yeah, in this city, like for me, we didn't even have barbecue restaurants like that. I think I said that before. Here, the churches were the barbecue spot. So the churches would sell dinner Saturday and Sunday. Sometimes Friday evening, Saturday, and Sunday. You could get a meal at the church because that's where the soul food was at. We didn't have no soul food restaurants here. You know, so if you wanted, you had to, we selling dinners. They go out there, put all the flyers out, bloop, bloop, bloop. Go all up and down what now is MLK, where it used to be Union Avenue, the old whole stroll. So you putting all the little flyers up. That church had so many people flying through there every time they were like having meals. They had like restaurant level traffic. But I mean, you talking about all these old country old heads in the kitchen. Good grief. Just be in church on Sunday, you could just smell the gravy coming up through the vents. I smell smothered chicken. You know what I mean, man? You can smell mac and cheese. Yeah, rip to the rest in peace to the black church, because it ain't never coming back the way we known it. The way we grew up, I mean, yeah, you ain't gonna miss they eating at church today? You'll be falling asleep through church trying to wait to get to the plate. Yeah, church folks eat. Let me tell you that. Oh yeah, beginners. Yeah, Union Avenue was the whole stroll. And then they the whole thinking about changing the name when the Martin Luther King was changing the persona of the street, which they did. And then they moved all of the traffic out into the number. So the MLK also was the beginning of gentrification, actually, as we know it. So yeah, we're gonna move all of you Negroes out to beautify our neighborhood. We're gonna bring all these white folks in. Now I used to see white folks come into the neighborhood until they still realize that this little area of the hood is still the hood. And I think this is right around, I think my youngest was like, man, maybe a couple weeks old. Or it might even be right before he born. These cats are out here shooting at each other like the Wild Wild West on the like connecting streets of my block. So they're over here like out of their windows, wop, 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 and so like these white folks who was right across the street, they had bought their house and was like, yeah, we just gonna be chilling and get you niggas up out of here. And boy, they seen that go down on a good old hot. Matter of fact, it was right before, because it was 4th of July weekend, so it was right before we had our second son. So, man, they put that house up for sale within the week. By Wednesday, there was a sign on the yard. Oh, no, it ain't sad because that shit never bothered me. I grew up around that stuff. You hear gunshots all the time. Are they focused at you? As you could tell the difference between gunshots in the air with the direction to which something is coming out of something. And that's when you know you got a problem. Wait a minute. Now, that's close. But if I start hearing something that's, if you hear reckless shooting and like, and that's when get down and start ducking because they don't even know what the hell they doing. So, different situations. But unfortunately, I grew up in the whole, when I was, getting aware. So what, mid to late 80s, 90s, when I was like, grown, man, yeah, the murders was hitting. We was up there in like the top 10 murder capital of the United States. And Portland, Oregon should never be that. Portland, Oregon we should never crack the top 10, let alone the top 5. But sometimes there's a saying here, since it rains so much, when it gets hot here, it gets hot. And that's something that they used to say about this place. Like, when it gets hot here, it gets hot. And that means, like, oh, we're about to have this heat wave. That just tell us right off the bat, okay, so we know that some of these white folks going to go out to that damn river. They're going to end up drowning. Like, it never fails. That river claims somebody every damn year. You ain't going to see us going out there because we know that. We don't play with nature like that, but never fails. Every single summer, man, somebody go out to that damn river. The river, the water isn't warm enough yet. Geronimo, jump right in. Gone. And now they're rescuing you because not to mention where they're at is sitting on a channel coming off of a big ass dam. So you got a dam that gives power to all of Oregon and Washington, and you want to sit up there and go play in that water off of season. It happens literally every year. And then they find them somewhere 20 miles downstream. It's like, don't you know this thing feeds straight into the ocean? And you got it. On one side, you have the ocean. On the other side, you have a dam. Everything is literally sure. Man, you jump in that water, boy, that Sandy River is a beast. Sandy River will kill you. Every year, Sandy River, boy, go ahead and go out to that Sandy River. Think that joker playing with you, and it ain't. Every single year, somebody jump out that bub. Gone. Like, yeah, it's 90 degrees today, but that water hasn't had a chance to heat up yet. Because we go from like 40-degree high, and then, oh, man, we're in the 80s. And then now we're in the 90s, and we got a 100-degree week. Yeah, but less than 2 weeks ago, we had a steady diet of cold. And there ain't no way no river's going to heat up that fast. So, yeah, we've had people come out here try to play with our natural elements out here, and it didn't work out for them. It didn't work out for them at all, man. Because when you deal with nature, man, nature ain't playing. That's why when you see things that are happening that are unnatural, like Ketanji Brown Jackson, that's unnatural. She is in a place, and I say unnatural not because she's black, but I'm saying unnatural because of her record. That's why they keep trying to make it about her record. When they're talking to black folks, they're kind of doing this, oh, well, she's qualified and she's black. She's qualified and she's black. And then you shame white folks by saying, well, it's historic. One of these women, and I won't even bother playing any more of that, but one of these women had the nerve to say the difference between Ketanji and Clarence Thomas is she automatically assumed Clarence Thomas was against black people. It's like, so you believe, see, that's the philosophy of a lot of black people, that there is some kind of loyalty to black people based on some kind of party, on some kind of political party. It's like, no, the political party is absolutely dedicated to itself and its agenda. So if its agenda, which you already knew, because here we go again. And they were doing that after this.
Let's really be clear about that. So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No.
I mean, really though. For real. And you know what I'm going to do right now? I'm going to play some music because I think that needs to be had. And like me and my boy Keegan, we've had some interesting experiences, man. And sometimes when you are exposed to certain truths, it will definitely, it will pretty much put everything in perspective to where you can truthfully analyze what people are saying, if they are agenda oriented or if they're just straight up genuine. And man, at this stage in the game, I advise y'all to start learning how to decipher those differences. Because just like, and how fitting that Keegan actually comes in here, because here's a white ally that had to go through the same, and he's with me in some of the things I'm experiencing. It's like right there. So understanding what we know now, for me, it's going to be more harder for me to penetrate through the ears and minds of my own. Why? Because my own have been trained not to hear their own. So that's why it's so different for me than it would be for him. For him, if he went out talking like that, he may have trouble. You feel what I'm saying? I could do it because hell, what if I said on this broadcast before I tell y'all this to the kingdom come? But y'all don't listen to me because I look like y'all. It's like, well, maybe he's saying the truth. Maybe. Hey, man, vet everything. Even me. Like, if what I say ain't true, sure, by no means, prove me wrong. By all means, prove me wrong. Because my objective is not to be right by my want. My objective is to be right by purpose. Make sense? So with that being said, man, shout out to my Funk and Truth fam who ended up showing up tonight. Oh, y'all just don't know what we've seen. Good grief. So with that, where's we at? There we go. Yeah, so man, shout out to everybody that's been down with the movement. And I'm talking about from when we first started 2009 to everything that is cracking now. You dig? So shout out to my partner in crime, Tony Ozier. We're going to run this song, and we will be right back, getting ready to head on out of here.
We've been sleeping too long. We've been sleeping too long. Wake up, 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 wake up. 'Cause we've been sleeping too long. We've been sleeping too long. Assalamu alaikum, man. Peace go with your brother, man. Inhale that cake to keep the peace, man. To keep the peace, man. It's funny when you're looking at your brother, man. And he acting like the mothers, man. Because I'm from the country, man. I can tell the difference, man. We see the world differently. But all them skinnies and them yoga pants, we had them southern girls with them fat bottoms. I grew up with a whole bunch of Mexicans, and we was way back to niggas before Trump, man. And I ain't talking immigrants, I'm talking about U.S. citizens, being killed by U.S. citizens. America, that's where we live. Wake up, 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 wake up. 'Cause we've been sleeping too long. We've been sleeping too long. Wake up, 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 wake up. 'Cause we've been sleeping too long. We've been sleeping too long.
Wrote a letter to the president, he tweeted in response. Forget about your residence, your daddy and your mom. Sitting in the synagogue and burning a Quran. Another psychedelic, no another Vietnam. I'm thinking I don't want to get another job, and I don't want to get another boss. And we don't want to take another loss. Everybody want to floss, they don't want to pay the cost. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up in the morning feeling light. Solar rays eliminate the night. Polar step eliminate my vice. No comparison to Christ, but I'm trying to get it right. I've been thinking they can never seen a dead man incriminate a popo. To tell him he deserve it, he invisible and loco. Playing with our minds, but they never take our soul though. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, like the song go.
Wake up, 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 wake up. 'Cause we've been sleeping too long. We've been sleeping too long. Wake up, 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 wake up. 'Cause we've been sleeping too long.
Hopefully we are back. Okay, good. First, I did not see myself, so I was hoping, I was like, better not be doing black. Now, how we do over here, been having issues, and luckily we did not have them today. You said you played this song all day today. That's what's up, Aboriginal woman. That is what's up. Thank you for your support. Yes, indeed. So we're winding down here. Because see, I wanted to give the opportunity for the naysayers to really chime in. But as we see, naysaying is bigger and better. He said you need to get outside. Yes, you do. Yes, you do, Silent D. But these people will not stand on it because these people are trolls. And so I just wanted to know, as many people that we know are watching in the wings, are they willing to stand on their principles as much as we are willing to stand on ours? And as we're seeing right now, no. No, 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 not at all. Let me see what else I got here. Let me take one more look. Oh, you know what I am going to do? There we go. Yes, 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 yes. So it's in your YouTube playlist right on. That's what's up. That is what's up. Hopefully, what do I got to do is in there too. So never forget this, family, because this is who they are celebrating today.
Up to you, but my chairman's very strict on me, and I do want to get to ask the judge one question in my 35 seconds, and I'm sorry to interrupt you. Judge, you've been on the bench, and you've seen the federal judicial system up close, and I agree with you, America's a remarkable country. Do you think the federal judicial system is systemically racist?
Senator, thank you for that question. I am aware of social science research.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
I'm aware of social science research,
Yes, ma'am.
in particular in my former area of expertise, which is in sentencing, that relates to ways in which policy choices about various aspects of the system can have demographic disparate effects. The most obvious one is one that this body has worked on very hard and much appreciated, the 100-to-1 crack powder disparity. As a judge, I'm not looking at systemic effects. I'm not thinking about or focusing on or forming opinions about the research or the circumstances in the abstract like that. I am looking at each case. A person might make a claim that they've been discriminated against in a particular context, and I am applying the law to determine whether or not the law sustains that claim. So I don't really have a frame of reference to answer a question about systemic racism, but I am happy that you are thinking about those things because they're in the province of the policymakers like yourself.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chairman.
She didn't have a point of reference? Yeah, you do. The case to which you ruled against the workers of Lockheed Martin. You absolutely do. Only problem is the racial disparity actually came from another black person. it's still a racial disparity nonetheless. It does not change the circumstance because she's black. Both sides of the lawsuit are the relevant parties. Her as a judge, she determined that although there's a settlement and both sides are in agreement, she found a way to make Lockheed Martin not responsible at all, even after a settlement. So they just get to walk away. Okay, well, yeah, this did happen. We acknowledge that, but we're not going to pay anything. And these people won't get that. And all the other implementations that you were looking for that would actually have such a greater effect on how the United States workforce would have to now start dealing with its African-American workforce. Oh, she made sure that she held the line. She held the line.
Let's really be clear about that. So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No.
Even if it's in her hands to do. Because are y'all forgetting that Kamala Harris was the DA of California? So all y'all got is another cop that is okayed by Joe Biden. And Chucks and pearls for this, though. Chucks and pearls.
Let's really be clear about that. So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No.
Damn shame. A damn shame. This Kamala needs to shut up. Right. And I guess, you know what? For all intents and purposes, they had to actually roll out Barack Obama early because they were going to try to save him until it was Joe Biden's reelection term. But because of new black media and the grassroots pressure up on the system, they had to roll him out early. So with that being said, let's give a little quick salute to our former president, Barack Obama. Salute out to you, player.
I'm not gay no more. 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 I am delivered. I'm delivered. I don't like men no more. I said I like women. I said I like women. I will love a woman.
beatzillapdx official tribute to Barack Obama, the former president and scam artist of Black America. But hey, man, maybe he's delivered. And before we get out of here, let's just play that salute to our sister one more time. Because, see, all of you who are just tuning in, y'all need to know this is how people over here in the B1 and the grassroots are looking at this whole Ketanji Brown Jackson or whatever you call it. So this is how we are seeing it. So we'll celebrate with y'all for a hot second.
That Miami-Dade County, Florida is rejoicing today.
Yeah.
Home of Gloria Estefan, Luther Campbell, the Dolphins defeat the Marlins. We are the community that praised, nurtured, and loved Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson, her parents, and their entire extended family. As a former Miami-Dade County school principal during desegregation, I cannot even keep my composure as I stand here knowing that the first black female Supreme Court.
Mr. President, what do you say to Democrats worried about the midterms? What do you tell Democrats worried about the midterms?
We got a story to tell, just got to tell it. Peace and love, y'all. Congressman Bowman here at the White House at the swearing in of Ketanji Brown Jackson, our new Supreme Court Justice. This is incredible and amazing. Shout out to Pauline Bowman. Thank you for doing everything you did to put me in this position to be at a special, amazing day like this. Shout out to the Bowman family.
Hi, this is Congressman Troy Carter. Yes, this is a great day to be prepared to honor and meet with our new Supreme Court Justice, Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson. We are so incredibly proud of her, and what a great day for America to watch this incredible jurist take her seat on the highest court of the land. Congratulations, ma'am. We are so proud of you. Associate Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson.
To be sure, I have worked hard to get to this point in my career, and I have now achieved something far beyond anything my grandparents could have possibly ever imagined. But no one does this on their own. The path was cleared for me so that I might rise to this occasion. And in the poetic words of Dr. Maya Angelou, I do so now while bringing the gifts my ancestors gave. I am the dream and the hope of the slave.
Ooh-wee. That is how y'all are looking. If all y'all doing all the most like the Jennifer Lewis and all of that. Oh my Lord. This is how y'all looking to us, family. And that's why I wanted y'all could have called in to defend y'all's position. Because, we celebrating. Now, I just wanted to hear what y'all celebrating about. But clearly nobody wants to tell us here. So, we will have to stick with what we have already guessed and already figured.
Got to watch these old niggas.
And the young ones that act just like them. You are tuned right here to the Beatzilla PDX official show. This is the weekly wrap-up.
Tick faster. That'll be the hour they knock the slick blaster. Dick dastardly, a monthly with sick laughter. A gunfight and they come to cut the mix master. And living the true gods. Giving y'all nothing but the lick like two broads. Got more lyrics than the church got ooh lords. And they hold the mic at your attention like two swords. Or you the one with two blades on it. Hey you, don't touch the mic like it's AIDS on it.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And just like that, and just like this, with a little bit of effort and a little bit of focus and a lot of unity, patience, love, and understanding, things can be done for us as a group without depending on what we're going to wait for. We are a group that has demands. We're not a group that is begging. We have demands, so our demands must be met. Any politician or group that is coming, yes, indeed, MF Doom, if any politician or political party wishes to secure a black vote, then it would first have to secure some tangibles for that vote. And we've already heard our elders. See, we've learned and had all this time to run away from the truth, but now it's proven. And we no longer want to live in the time to which a person who predates my existence by 8 years. Wait, almost 9, I think. 9 by about 9, close to 10 years. That man was gone before me. But what he was talking about, what he was seeing in the mid-60s, it is 2022, and y'all are celebrating the first black anything. This is a society ill. This is a government mistake that has never been corrected. But society also helped perpetuate that same mistake. Black folks here in this country owe no one anything. We are not the group that is looking for symbolic gestures from the powers that be to get more of nothing, to be up under the powers that be. No, we need reparations. We need, if you want us to look to be under a government, well then shouldn't we at least look to have the protections that you'll give people who aren't even citizens? But we're talking about voting and voting. We're not talking about actual tangible legislation to put in front of the people to whom you're trying to get us to vote for. This is why that's not black leadership, because black leadership isn't leading. The grassroots are leading the discussion, not those guys. So who's the leaders? Them or you? Y'all decide. I know I've made up my mind. I hope and pray that you have made up yours, because this has got to stop. This cycle of let's just get blue no matter who. No, let's not. Let's get tangibles no matter what. Reparations no matter what. No tangibles, no vote. And to any brain dead Negro who wants to still tell us that you can't understand that concept, well, then may you earn your lot the easy way, as you have clearly been trucking so hard to be part of the 2/3 Club volunteers. May the Most High grant your wishes. Babylon is fallen. Babylon is fallen. Let it fall and let us rise. You can follow me on Instagram at beatzillapdx. You can follow me on Twitter, beatzillapdx, on Facebook, beatzillapdx, and on Patreon at beatzillapdx official. And then, of course, on Melanated People for the Melanated family only is Michael Beatzilla Whitmore. And that's where you can find me. For those who are on my Facebook page, I guess you would have to show that you are following on another page. So we know you won't do that. So you will have to just watch and stay tuned to this Facebook page that you're on right now. For when I post links to my videos to this channel, then you can come here and watch those. Because clearly I have ghost followers. So so we will leave it at that. Deneen Soul, hey, hey. And you did always see, you checked in earlier, so we knew you were here, Deneen. You chimed in early tonight. So for all of my East Coast night riders, I greatly appreciate it all. And if you guys have any questions or any future ideas for shows, or if you have one of those breaking stories, you can email me at ourrealtruth@gmail.com. That is ourrealtruth@gmail.com. And of course, we also have the podcast, which is Our Real Truth, at Spotify, Anchor FM, Google Podcasts, and iTunes. And then, of course, on this broadcast, also, we are now doing the news brief. So those will be very short uploads. Those will be off cam, little short stories. We've already done one. So there will be more to come there. So tune in, subscribe to this broadcast, share it on your social media. Although we are a small platform, YouTube hates the truth. Google hates the truth. So they do not put me or suggest me in any kind of algorithm whatsoever. They're even trying to take down my old videos because people have a problem that I go at Satan. Imagine that. People literally report my videos for dogging out Satan. This is the world we live in, family. Last I checked, well, that's just my personal thing. Me and Satan don't rock. If that's your bag, that's your bag. Just not mine. So, y'all have also an opportunity to bless this platform, help further the message on me. And also, this is New Black Media Appreciation Month. So not just this platform, but all other voices of New Black Media. Definitely support, share, like their stuff for all that you do watch, because I understand everybody isn't for everybody. So that being said, that's the whole beauty of what we're doing. The code is what's important. So you can also donate at CashApp, CashApp, beatzillapdx, CashApp, beatzillapdx. And also we have PayPal. That is Zilla Muzak. That is ZILLAMUZAK. And thank you for everybody who feels so inclined to put some money in the bucket by way of your donations. Peace, power, protections, and blessings be upon you and everyone watching who is tuned into this broadcast. I appreciate it all. So again, once again, shout out to all my East Coast viewers. I know y'all be my night riders. We turn the days over here in the show. So I appreciate that. And we will be back next week. So I hope you guys have a blessed and wonderful, safe weekend. Like I always say, stay safe, stay vigilant, stay alive. And don't let nobody get you caught up in no BS. That ain't yours. You feel me? So around here, if you are new to this broadcast, I play something as we go out every time, because the importance of me playing this is a few different reasons. One being, we know who Satan is, so we're going to keep the stone of truth to knock out its brains. Number two, when this statement was said, it was grossly misused and misused and misused and misused. And then other black people got vilified just for supporting this man, while they were only using the lie that they were using against him. So that being said, I give you the opportunity every broadcast to hear him for himself out of his mouth in his own words, not to be confused with preaching violence on anyone. It is attacking the spirit of evil. And you know how we ride out on Fridays? We go out with the good old Zilla Trap from, what's that about? I think it's about 2011. Yeah. My earliest trap stuff was 2003, before trap existed. With that being said, family, shalom, y'all.
When you know who Satan is, yes, sir. You don't have to kill him. No. The stone of truth. Yeah. See, that's what you throw. Yes, right. Allah says, had we wished to take a pastime from before, surely we would have done it. Nay, we cast truth at falsehood till we knock out its brains. Every one of you that knows the truth, stand up and tell it from the mountaintop. Black people can't take it no more. So wherever you are on the job, in the factory, I don't care where you are. If you know the truth, stand up on the truth and tell Satan, who the hell are you to try and pick my friends? Farrakhan is God's man, and you are from the enemy of God. So to hell with you. Stand up on it like a man.